Yeah, let's go feed the fish. You know, we always gotta feed the fish every day. Let's go feed the fish. Oh my gosh. Bro. Where'd my guppies go? Where? You're not my guppies. Where did my guppies go? So something I've learned in the aquarium hobby, particularly with my hobby, and I've talked to other people that keep fish too, and we can kind of all agree on this. If I don't enjoy it, I won't do it. Because day in, day out, I'm the one that has to look at the fish. I'm the one that takes care of my fish. I'm the one that gets to decide what fish I keep. So don't worry. Calm the panic. The guppies are still here. We just made some changes. So let's talk about it. So as we know, the 10-gallon guppy tank used to be right here, followed by the 5-gallon tank. The blackwater tank used to be up here, and the snail farm used to be over here. So we made some changes. We'll start back here over in the guppies. So I have a friend of mine who built an awesome, it's like 7 foot, 3 feet wide, 4 feet tall, some crazy dimensions, enclosure. And he was able to build it where the main level of it is some floating islands for snakes, and the bottom of it is actually a fish tank. It was awesome. So he calls me up and says, hey, I know you're breeding guppies, or I know you got a colony of guppies. Can I have a few? Yeah, absolutely. So I thought about it, and finally just kind of decided, like, you know what? I think I'm done with guppies for a minute. I really think I am. So I scooped him out of the tank, I emptied the tank, and I took him, my breeding trio of the red delta guppies, along with as many fry as I could net out of there, and, you know, drove him down and gave it to him, and that thing is just incredible. Well, on my way back home, I got this sense of maybe I wasn't done with guppies. Maybe I had some future plans for those, and I kind of missed them, and geez, am I emotionally attached to guppies? So, got home, I finished draining the tank, and I realized that I still had 30 guppies in there. A lot of them were little fry, and they were all hiding up in the guppy grass. So we made some changes. We are now doing what I call guppy breeding 2.0. So this is not your ordinary fish tank, but what is a fish tank? What do we classify as a fish tank? A box that holds water, a glass of silicone. Now guys, I saw this idea from Tazawa tanks. That was annoying. Sorry guys, I leave my window open in here for the circulation, and apparently I've got some construction going on outside as I break my fan. Anyways, so I saw this idea from Tazawa tanks. He went to his Home Depot, he bought a tote, and was able to get like 110 gallons for super cheap. So I did the same thing. So this is just a 17-gallon tote. It's one of the black ones with the yellow lid. This was $8. $8 on sale. I could have gone bigger, and if I had gone bigger, I would have built a 2x4 frame around it to keep it from bowing. This isn't bowing that bad, so I'm not too worried about it. Just using some polycarbonate as a lid. And right now we've got 2 sponge filters in here. And I've got some guppies running around in there. You can kind of see some there in the center of the camera. And I put a piece of driftwood in here that I've been trying to get waterlogged forever. So guys, this is where the guppies ended up to. My goal right now is I want to breed just a massive colony of guppies. I really do. So I have the fry in there. I think I'm gonna go shop for a new trio. Nothing fancy this time. No super red deltas or whatever else. Just a trio of your plain fancy guppies, whatever you want to call them, and just kind of see the quantity that I can breed out here. So these totes are really a superior idea. If you need a cheap holding tank, quarantine tank, grow out tank, breeding rack, a box that holds water, super cheap and really easy. And I just happen to have this LED light on here just for kicks and giggles. Now let's talk about, actually before I get to here, what used to be here. This used to be, as we know, the blackwater tank. This is where the first part of that video goes to. If I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to do it. There it is. It's kind of an interesting day, guys. I took down the Blackwater tank. I moved most of the inhabitants, especially the Bolivian rams, to 75. There's one right there in the center. They're doing okay. I do have a friend that's probably going to take those rams from me, that he had a much better suited environment for them. Guys, that tank was so frustrating. Kind of first thing first. So how the filtration worked is this would overflow. This compartment back here, I cannot stop evaporation. I was putting in 3 gallons of water a day. I was working on getting a glass lid to go on top of here and trying to figure this out. It just wasn't working the way I wanted it to. You know, I liked it visually, but it was just so frustrating. And every time I walked in my fish room, I would do this. Amazing, amazing, beautiful. I love it. And when I hit that spot, I knew I had to make a change. So I broke down the Blackwater tank. I don't want to say it was a fail. It just wasn't my favorite. And I know I got a lot of responses on YouTube like, that's amazing. And it was. It just wasn't mine. It just wasn't my thing. Maybe I'll try to get in a different tank to see if I can get some different results. I think that was part of it. And I'm not bashing the Innovative Marine tanks. I mean, it still is a gorgeous tank. But how to do what makes me happy. And right now, breeding guppies in a tote makes me happy. So, guppies are still here. Now let's talk about the Snell farm for a brief minute, because that's going to be the fastest. As you can see, that's no longer there. I have my air pump there. Guys, the Snell farm, it came down to it stunk. It smelled so bad. And yeah, it was just kind of an eyesore. And I realized too that I didn't need one specific tank to breed out ram's horn snells when I have a whole 75-gallon tank that I like having the ram's horn snells in here. And they clean up detritus, and I can harvest them out of here to feed Milo with. So that was that. Tell you what, picking out snells out of a 10-gallon tank is incredibly tedious. But I got most of them. I probably had 200 snells in there. I won't lie, Milo got a nice fat feast. I put the rest here in the 75-gallon. And so no more snell farm. That was kind of a lost cause. But now let's get over to the elephant in the room. If you've seen and been following me for a little bit, you know that I set this PetSmart 5-gallon tank up, and we did this on a budget. We set a $100 budget, and we met it. We met that budget. My last video, an update on this PetSmart tank, was how frustrating it was. So I tore it down and restarted. I did something that's kind of cheesy, kind of everybody does, not uncommon, but I did what makes me happy. So I was at the Reptile Expo with some buddies of mine, and we'll talk more about that in a video coming out of that. But you know me, I'm a fish guy. I like reptiles. I actually used to keep snakes. But of course, you leave a fish guy in an expo, and I'm gonna go find everything fish related that I possibly can. I found some free samples of fish food stuck away some places, and one store, they brought some bettas with them. They put them on sale for $3 a piece. And the ironic thing is my wife, the night before, we were talking about it, and she said, well, if you take the tank down and you decide to get a betta fish, get a red one. That's exactly what I did. We got a red one. It's hard to see on the camera, but he does have some light blue speckling on his side. He's nothing amazing. He's not these $50 bettas that were just bred for beauty. But guys, for $3, I had to get him. It was fun. And I changed the scape in here, so it's no longer the official PetSmart tank. I found this awesome piece of driftwood at my local fish store. I like the simplicity it gave the tank. And then I put in some Anubias nana plants that I got from Aquarium Co-op. What was cool was when this plant came in, it actually came in as 2 separate plants. So I was able to kind of put them around the driftwood and add it. And I love it. I love it. I walk in here now and this is just, I love watching this tank. It's simple, it's elegant, And I changed out the filtration a little bit. I changed up what filter floss I'm using in there. And, you know, with going down to one fish, who I feed right now, I feed him the Fluval Beta Bug Bites, Beta Formula, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm a nerd and I love bug bites. Anything bug bites, I'm getting it. He takes to him really well. I mean, all I have to do is you just, where is it? Pop the cap, come up here, and that's it. There's a little bit of flake on top. It's just a bloop, and he eats. He goes nuts. The nutrients have gone down in this tank. I've been doing some increasing water changes, but overall, the health of the tank has gone up. So no more zebra danios. I found a new home for them, and I got me a simple betta fish, guys. I love it. It's simple, it's elegant. I love it. Really, really do love it. So that's where we're at right now. That's what I got for you today, guys. We made some changes. The guppies are still here, so don't worry about that. The snails, unfortunately, are not. And my gosh, my fish room smells so much better. So much better. And ultimately, I'm happier. And that's the big thing about this hobby is if I'm not happy, it's not worth it. And I'm happy. I am really happy with my hobby right now. This tank is fun. The breeding toad is fun. I'm curious. I'm really curious to see how many guppies I can get in that. It's kind of a fun thing I've always wanted to do. I mean, guppies are that fish of directions on how to breed guppies. Step 1, add water. Step 2, add a sponge filter. Step 3, feed twice daily. And poof, you got guppies. So there we have it. That is my update of my fish room. I do plan on bringing you a full update on all the tanks I have in here, as we've unfortunately, well, we've had some changes. Let's say that much. We've had some changes with some stock in the tank, but we'll talk about it another time. So guys, thank you for joining me. If you want to see some future plans and future projects we got going here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Again, I'm Trent Wel-Don, Wel-Don Aquatics, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.